Alrighty. It's time again. This is part two of Professor Victor Singing Eagle's brilliant lecture, Native American literature here at Sisseton Wahpeton College in lovely, bustling, crowded downtown Agency Village, South Dakota. And without too much yakety yak, we'll get started. The man, the myth, the legend, Professor Victor Singing Eagle. Yay! All right, let's get started. Quit messing around. Why isn't it clicking? There! Now, the reason why I'm torturing you with this stuff is because I'm worried, you see. Even though this is an easy class, hopefully you all are getting something out of this. Did I say you all? Too much time in Alabama. Never mind, focus. So, the final is going to be very similar to the midterm in that there's going to be a whole bunch of true and falses and a whole bunch of multiple guesses and some matching and then some essay questions. Everybody got that? So we got true, false, which is probably the easiest. Second, multiple guess or multiple choice. And then the third would be matching, and the final will be a couple, like a short essay, and the other one will be like choose one and make a long essay out of it. Got it? All right. So, some stuff that we learned that I need to highlight. Let's just go here first because it's easier and faster. It says here, it's going to be, yeah, I just said that. Remember the key terms that I'm always torturing you with? Did I just slobber? Bad teacher. Yeah. All right, focus. Remember key terms like survivance. What was Du Huawei's word? Generational trauma. What else? Art for art's sake versus artistic urgency. We also learned a term from Gerald Visner called, I think he called it manifest manners. I'm just pulling this all off the top of my head, not from the other side. Important terms also, Indigeno-Futurism, which means I'm hoping that you guys have been following this stuff on e-learning. And I believe there is a section where I do discuss Indigeno-Futurism. Do I not? Let's scroll down and have a look. There's my old buddy Sherman Alexie. It's probably way past the midterm. Oh, and there's some Chumash stuff. Midterm walkthrough. That's the midterm. Ooh, is that it? No, that's not it. I think I put it like way near the end somewheres. Where is it? We talked about that. Oh, the Stone Man. Oh, discussions of these guys, Native American humor, runaway urban Indians. It's in here somewheres. Where is it? There it is. It says art for art's sake versus artistic urgency, but I also believe there's a discussion of native futurism or indigeno-futurism. And I will go back and double check to make sure that it's actually completely coherent. As you know, sometimes I get incoherent when I speak. Now, Indigeno-Futurism, the definition is a literary and artistic movement that explores native perspectives on the future, blending traditional cultural elements with futuristic themes and speculative fiction. A lot of native Indigeno-Futurism is, what is the word I'm trying to think of? Some of it is positive and hopeful, and others not so much. There's a term for that where you're looking, I think it's called dystopia, dystopia. I can't really, let me see, dysto, dystopia. I think that's how you spell it. Anyway, I have to look it up because I can't talk and I need something to write with so I can see how it actually looks. Dystopia. Dystopia means bleak future, and it's usually, again, future. So there's some optimistic ones, which is, what would they call that? Utopia or something? I don't know. Maybe. But there's dystopia, which is the opposite of that, which talks about future in a bleak sense. Why am I showing that while showing this guy? I don't know. Oh, I know. This is just an aside. You guys don't need to know this, but that's from my trucking class. I asked AI to draw me a middle-aged Native American man with a standing in front of a big yellow Freightliner truck, and AI did a really good job. I didn't even ask it to draw tattoos and make him buff with one of those sweater or jacket vests, but AI did it. Oh, that looks so good. I like that. That's all AI. Isn't that cool? Never mind. Let's focus. All right, get back to the subject. Key terms. There won't be a whole lot of literary criticism, but I may ask you, I probably will ask you to give me a quick rundown of how a post-colonialist, remember what post-colonialist is? I might have mentioned it before, but I'm going to say it again. A post-colonialist is someone who is against capitalism, a lot of us natives, we fall in the post-colonial category because we don't like how we've been colonized. And there's actually a literary criticism branch called post-colonialism. So if we have an idea, yes, there are some literary critics who are post-colonialists. The question would be, how would a post-colonialist view a certain novel? And I might name something. Maybe I just name Harry Potter. I don't know. That's a good one. Let's see. Land and literature. I keep asking this question over and over as a rhetorical question, but it's probably going to show up as an essay section. Why does your professor keep harassing you about land and tying it into literature? What's that all about? And there's actually answers in our textbook. We already talked about Indigeno-Futurism, identity and authenticity. I like that one. Now, this comes up over and over again in Native literature, as we have seen. We have some people such as Tiffany Midge who make a living. I shouldn't say that. She doesn't make a living off of it, but pretty much. A lot of her writing, and if you go to her Facebook page, she seems to spend a whole lot of time making fun of pretendians. This idea of who is and who is not a real Indian. Similar vein, Indians versus anthropologists. There's that struggle, and how do we get above it? For example, I also provided you with a challenge question or a challenge, I don't know what you call it, a challenge revelation, where the Indians, we oftentimes call ourselves the real people. And the anthropologists say, see, the Indians are being racist against other Indian tribes or other people. And I told you what's the real definition of real people, did I not? Yes, I did. Next, H, oral tradition and native literature. Ooh, that got big. You guys have to remember that one. What is the oral tradition have to do with current native literature? Nobody's going to get that one wrong, I hope. How about, what's wrong with this screen? Island literature. I might throw in one short little blurb about these native tribal peoples who live on the islands. Native veterans, that's something important. One of my hobby horses and one of a lot of our other authors' hobby horses. Gary Hobson and Gerald Visner, both veterans. Old Man Singing Eagle, another veteran. Indian humor. Oh, that's one of my favorites as well. Who are the hero twins? Nobody's going to get this stuff wrong. Mamade and the Native Renaissance. Do you remember what I told you about that? I hope so. And then some specific authors. Laura Tohey, Tiffany Midge, Gary Hobson, Gerald Visner, yada, 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 yada. What is the necessary savage? I only mentioned it once. And we already talked about the real people. So, your homework is to keep looking at e-learning. Go back to the videos and watch them if you need to, and study your butts off. That's the main thing. If you have not contributed to any of the discussions, it's your last chance, because this is the last week of class, y'all. So jump on it. Journey of the Healer. I like that one. That's one of our textbook. He's featured. I can't speak today. It's almost time for my trucking class, and I'm not ready. Never mind. I forgot what his name is. He's got a really cool name, Sanderson, and he's got a middle name which is a native name, not a Washichu name. That's a nice cartoon he did. He features prominently in our textbook. I believe it's called Read, Listen, Tell. Is it not? Yes, it is. Okay, so have a look at this stuff. This is all this hard work I've been doing for you. Ooh, neato. Wow. So if you need to go back and look at this one, by all means do so. Native American Literature, Art for Arts, and Artistic Urgency. I do believe this is the one. If it's not this one, check e-learning, because I'm going to post it shortly. Let me click on it just for a second. Forgets and Shiggles. Let's see if it'll pop up.
Show on the road, shall we? A whole bunch of Native American.
Oh, yeah, you can see I'm a book nerd. I'm always talking about this.
There's a poem called the
Esoterica. Forgot about that. You know what? I don't think I posted it. Let's see. Let's go to Indigeno-Futurism. Play. It's not gonna play. Nope. It's not there. That means you guys got to keep your eyes peeled for a discussion or a post that's going to be close to this one, where it talks about Indigeno-Futurism. Doggone it, I could have sworn I posted it. Oh well. So, yep, keep your eyeballs peeled for that. It'll say Indigeno-Futurism. I do believe I still have it on my iPad, and it's also on YouTube. So yeah, that's all I got to say for now. Let's see how we're doing on time. It is 12 minutes and 44 seconds. We're going to knock off here, and thank you so much for being so patient with me. The next couple of videos you see, which I'm still working on, I'm trying to splice them and dice them and merge them and splurge and purge them and post it up on YouTube, and then put a link on e-learning. It shows the homelands of Mount Shasta, California, or more appropriately, let me see if I can remember what we call it: Wind Eagle Mountain, Frog Swan River, and Coyote Mole Valley. That whole area. So that's Mount Shasta area, California, and I will put some posts about it. The natives there, not all, one of the tribes up there calls it Wakanuni Tuki Wuki, the mountain that is so big it takes forever to walk around. That's all for now. Thank you so much. Talk to you later.